What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to May I Ask One Final Thing, this time with episode 8. Really good episode last week. I got to apologise about the lateness of the video, only a couple of hours late. The subtitles were from the previous episode initially, so just had to wait to get that fixed. But I will say fair play to the people that did fix it, because I've had these issues before with a couple of anime on the channel, not for some time to be honest with you, but when that has happened previously, it's usually taken like days, sometimes even longer to actually get it fixed. So fair play to them for fixing it quite quickly. And these things do just kind of happen. But yeah, good episode last time out. Nice bit of action at the start, but I especially did enjoy the second half with a bit of a date between Scarlet and the blue-haired maiden. Scarlet's brother and the blue-haired maiden, as well as Scarlet and the white-haired dude. Some nice scenes there. Yeah, worth the wait. I was just going to watch the dub, but I don't really watch anything in dub nowadays, to be honest with you. Even like with movies and such, I just feel like it's just best to watch it in the language it's intended for. You get a better, I don't know, you get a better, even if you, like I've watched so much anime, I can kind of recognize quite a bit of Japanese now, but even with like Korean stuff that I've been watching quite a bit of recently, you can understand how it's like delivered, if that makes sense. Sometimes words are like delivered in a different way, and yeah. So I was dreading it a little bit. I was like, oh, gotta watch the dub, and especially good my reactions as well. I like have the subtitles for you guys to be able to read as well. So yeah, I was dreading it a little bit, but honestly, I did listen to like a minute of the dub, and it sounded pretty decent. I will say a lot of the ones that really turned me off them did sound like horrible. But this one sounded pretty decent, actually. I've got to say though, one that thing I mentioned about them dealing with, well, how do you like, what is the quality control that happens to that the subtitles are incorrect? Like, surely that, it took me 10-15 seconds of watching the episode when I first started watching it hours ago to realize, like, did nobody proof watch it? You think that would be something people would do, right? To make sure the translation's correct. I'm not sure how that happens in the first place. Mistakes do happen, but that one seems like especially like, you know what, we should probably make sure our viewers can understand the subtitles and making sure they're correct. So how do you end up releasing it? Yeah, this is what it is. Again, it's fixed quickly, so no big deal. But again, you'd like to think, well, to be honest with you, I remember reading a piece on Crunchyroll's subtitles recently of them putting a lot less effort into it, and don't quote me on this, but potentially using AI, if not now, in the future, and just putting a lot less human work behind it, which doesn't bode too well. Again, not saying it was the case, but perhaps that might have played a part here. So I think they said in the intro there that there's a couple of rats, a couple of betrayers around us, right? I'm fully expecting that dude that fancied Scarlet to be one of them. Not the redhead guy, but the first part of this group. And as I said a minute ago, I feel like I'd actually do pretty decent just listening to the Japanese. When I watch some Japanese movies, I can get by quite often by just, like, I have the subtitles on, don't get me wrong, but I'll probably be able to understand at least 50% of this. Yeah, this is the guy I was talking about. He's just got those eyes, you know, the Jin eyes from like bleach and such. Like he's just got the closed eyes that are usually on the suspicious people. Yeah, here they are. Bloody mozzies. I didn't realise this. I saw the other day. Apparently, I think about 3% of the time mosquitoes pollinate. So if all mosquitoes were to just die on this earth, it would have a major effect on the planet. On the planet. So as much as you want all mosquitoes to just die, it would actually be a major loss, I think. I didn't realize that. I didn't know they pollinated. Flowers and stuff. Saint Scarlet. Nonsense? I don't know if I'd put becoming a saint under nonsense. Especially compared to what she usually gets involved in. Really? You know what she does? She does remove impurities. That is, yeah, that is pretty accurate. Not just in terms of this gem. Surely that's not healthy, right? I mean, it's just a barrier stone thing, but being constantly rewound like this seems a bit, I don't know, wrong. Okay, so she's been a saint this whole time, and they've been partners. Interesting. Interesting. Corona. The power of Norn. Dirty gem. But yeah, pretty yeah, her hair's got more black there, right? Um yeah, you could say that she's carried this over into just her daily life, really, hasn't she? Removing these impurities. So that also explains a bit more as to why she calls her big sister. I mean, that's quite a usual thing anyway, but that makes even more sense now as well. Say ya. Never watched that, but I know that's very popular. Yeah, this guy, yeah, he definitely is the betrayer, isn't he? Yeah, I know that's a massively popular series, right? Saint Seiya. That's a nice little hood. What do you call that? A hood? Like, what is that thing? Yeah. That is the one thing about winter that sucks. Well, there's a few things about winter that suck, but when it's like snowing, you're so happy, and then you get out and you're like, yes, I get the snowball people. But then you touch it and your hands are just dead for the rest of the day. And like you can wear gloves, but you can't make as good snowballs with gloves on. So I used to just raw dog it, and ruin my hands for the rest of the day. It never happened to me, thankfully, but people used to get a thing called ice bathed. It used to happen to quite a few people where they'd like you'd chuck them on the floor and then just absolutely shovel them with snow. And that, or like, thank God that never happened to me, but that always struck me as a terrible time because then you just soaked for the rest of the day. I never done it to anyone else either, so maybe that's why it never happened to me. I've witnessed a few though. Where's the Google? The bloody Sekai girl, isn't it? Eleneza Hopkins. One very English name and one very Italian. Eleneza. Not that I've ever heard an Italian called that, but sounds kind of similar. Well, yeah, it was just a rando. So he's that old guy we saw in the intro's son. Okay. And there's the title of the episode. My pheromones. A poison ivy. A little late for that, right? They probably definitely already smelled that. Looks like it doesn't affect women though. She's got a punchable face, hasn't she? Maybe it's more so her voice is punchable. So that girl on the right is looking very cheeky. Not really sure how to describe it. She looks very like confident. Like, yeah. But you got countered. I don't know. But like, yeah, I can't imagine these guys have much on her. They're discasting spells, things. Anti-spell. I mean, I've got to say, people aren't going to like this. People are very much not going to like this. But seeing so many people complain about One Punch Man, is this much better? Is what we're seeing right here much better? It's a lot of still frames, a lot of like it just seems like there's a lot of unequivalency. Maybe it's because that series is massively popular and it should be. It takes in enough, much more money than this series, I imagine. But still, like I guarantee I won't see anyone complain about these fight scenes. Yeah, it looks pretty much of similar, actually probably less quality than the recent episode of One Punch Man, but not by much. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, it doesn't not quite as satisfying today, honestly. This action again, it's pretty still. It's pretty can't really feel too much of the impact, to be honest with you. Some pretty like that looks really good, but when you get to the actual violence, it's like, yeah, like that shot there especially looks pretty damn bad. The disciplinarian. Disciplinarian was that? You know what? I know she got knocked out, but pretty impressive nevertheless. Yeah, smash her face in, please. Oh no, what stopped her? Yeah, what the hell? Oh, did she steal her power? Is that what happened? And yeah, that was guaranteed, wasn't it? That was guaranteed. As soon as we heard there'd be a traitor, this guy was the obvious candidate, wasn't he? Like I said, I don't. It might be racist. I'm not even sure. But these motherfuckers with their eyes closed like this are always suspects. Always. I brought up Jin from Bleach. Do you know what? Actually, I won't say anything because some of you guys might not have seen Bleach. But it was also quite weird that there was two characters very similar with the red haired dude and this guy. They seem like they filled the same kind of character role, so I guess that was also a bit of a tell. Absolutely blue balled. But yeah, like I said, the animation scenes didn't actually look all that fantastic here, to be honest. And again, I just like we will not hear the level of complaint at all about this, will we? I've said that about a few shows this season. A few shows like get away with stuff. I'm not sure what people. Maybe it's just my compass on stuff like this is different from people's because every time I found something like either impressive or unimpressive, it seemed to have. It seems to like either not be spoken about if it's unimpressive or be spoken about in a negative light if it is impressive. Maybe I'm just like contrarian or whatever, but I don't know. I feel like you could put a lot of the complaints on One Punch Man Season 3's animation on that scene right there. But people won't do that. Is that Norn? Rona? Okay. I don't really remember much from when I was like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no chance you'd remember in the womb. Do you reckon people have memories in the womb? Maybe some people out there. Well, I think we were going to do that anyway. God love. Got fucking romance drama between gods right here. Pink-haired Isekai girl who looks very much like her, though we didn't see her face. We got the same hair. Oh, wait, so that's not an Isekai person? She created a being. When it says created, does it actually mean created? Might be a translation thing. Again, I just assumed that she was a Isekai from the human world, but it did specifically say that's why I didn't really bring this up. It did specifically say that she's from another world. They didn't. I don't think it. It might have. Again, I can't exactly remember. It's been a few weeks, but I think it specifically said is why I didn't bring up too much was that she was from another world. It didn't specifically say human world, so the other world is actually like this god realm world thing, perhaps. So that is in essence the god, or is this as literal as he's saying here, and that she is a pawn used by this goddess, or she is still like her own person. I don't know. I guess we'll see a bit more, but yeah, I do remember when people were like, "Oh my god, that's an Isekai girl." I was like, "Oh, is it? I didn't realize that she was a Isekai from the human world." Yeah. She created a being. Oh yeah, we're gonna see it here, I guess. So is that so that is a Isekai? Oh, okay, I see. So the body didn't carry over, just the spirit of the Isekai person. Okay, that makes sense. So usually, like in the most of the Isekais I've seen, it's like the body goes with them as well and such. I have seen stuff like Slime Dataken that does do this. Explains why she looks so much like her as well. Okay. Sounds like she could use a punch. Like again, I don't know about you guys, but everything in this episode just looked better than the action. Everything, like the small bits, just like the like the facial expressions, everything's been animated better, which is like, I know this is not, I mean, this is action heavy, but it's like not the main thing of the show. I mean, I guess it kind of is, but not the main thing I care about in this show. But you just wonder about that, don't you? Like, why does everything else look so good? Is this heaven? Let's fucking go. Her black hair's gone as well, by the way. Looking kind of sinister there. Okay, good episode. Again, I got to say, the action was probably the worst bit, and that's usually one of the best bits. That's usually one of the most satisfying bits about the episode. Sorry to keep complaining about it, but I guess someone has to because no one else will. But yeah, other than that, pretty damn good episode. I guess the betrayer was a little bit obvious as well. Maybe it was just obvious to me, but I don't think I think I'm got pretty average intelligence, so I think it's probably pretty obvious to everyone else as well. But yeah, interesting little backstory about how this girl got isekai'd to kind of spirit isekai. She definitely picked a good one. She definitely picked a good soul, like, for the role she wanted, didn't she? Pretty sinister, horrible fucking person. That was a bit. That blue balls thing was a bit of a, yeah, exactly that. Blue balls didn't quite get to see the satisfaction of smashing her face in, but that just builds up to get even better later on, doesn't it? We'll go next week. Couple new characters. The dragon. May I explain that this is not something that just anyone can do? So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Honestly, I said earlier about watching this in just Japanese without any subtitles, and I think I probably would have got absolutely lost during these segments without the dialogue. I probably would have thought that, well, actually we did see this, to be fair, so maybe not, but yeah, this would have been quite confusing actually without being able to read. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, another good episode today. Getting to see how, I forget the green haired girl's name, but seeing how she ended up losing her kind of blessing, seeing that Scarlet is actually a kind of partner of hers as well, which I didn't see coming whatsoever. Although again, on that same line, I did kind of see the betrayer coming. They kind of gave it away in the intro, saying that there would be one. It's like, oh, if you tell me there will be one, then they kind of know who it's very likely to be. So this was, I guess, a little bit unnecessary here, but yeah, this guy's got hot. This guy's got. You know what? Another very niche thing as well. This show is the author / the artist of this show has got a very good knack of drawing very punchable faces on their villains. Like that seems to go without saying, maybe for some people, but like it's actually quite impressive just how every villain in the show has just had such a punchable face. But yeah, pretty good stuff here. Very much looking forward to seeing what happens next week. I really like the design of this woman. It's a shame she literally got like 30 seconds, but she looks like she could be quite an interesting character. She gives me, like, again, kind of seductive, kind of confident kind of vibes. Honestly, strikes me the way she spoke to her as well. Honestly, it strikes me as someone that wouldn't get along with Teresia or whatever her name is. So I feel like there's probably going to be more to come from this woman. Also, her design just stands out so much. Surely she's not just going to be some rando that just got beat that easily, right? But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll see you next week with episode 9.